Okay. Okay, all right. Madam Secretary, would you please read the result of the votes?
First one is for Councilmember Upton Walker. The second one for Councilmember Upton Walker. The third one is for Councilmember Upton Walker. Okay, this one is for Councilmember Dodson. This one is for Councilmember Upton Walker. And this one is for Councilmember Dodson. Who was that for? I'm sorry. Councilmember Dodson. And this one is for Councilmember Dodson. So we have 4 for Councilmember Upton Walker and 3 for Councilmember Dodson.
I want to make a statement.
Okay.
I want to make a statement.
You can go on with your statement,
Okay,
council
so-
member.
I'm going to do this for the 6th time for clarity, because the council, majority of the council, famous for, have elected or appointed or voted to place Councilmember Buck back into the public safety seat. Public safety is responsible for emergency preparedness, risk management. They work cohesively to establish a business continuity plan for the town government. The plans should be designed to respond to emergencies and evaluate the effectiveness for disaster mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery for the town's infrastructure, as well as public safety, public works, administration, finance, community service structure, and the purview of this committee is limited to matters that pertain to emergency preparedness, response, and recovery, not supervising the police department. It is not liaison. It is someone that has a committee that is supposed to prepare the business continuity and the safety and emergency for this community. Just wanted to read that description. Now, maybe we'll vote Councilmember Wood Dodson in to be a police liaison. That's a different position.
Okay. All right, well,
Now, maybe we'll vote Councilmember Wood Dodson into the position of police liaison. Since that's what you have on the agenda, that's a different position.
okay. All right.
That was a.
Is there anyone else that wanted to make it? No. I'm coming right to y'all. It's only going to be a moment. It's for what? Okay. Okay. I tell you what. I only have a few things to say, and this is something very important. It's concerning the free bulk trash days. Now, this is something that you're going to be getting a flyer for. Everybody, please be aware. Make sure your items are ready to be taken away from your homes, because people have been waiting for this for a long time. The first day, you're going to get one day in September and one day in October. Please make sure that you pay attention to your flyer. And remember, start getting prepared for September the 30th. Okay? We're about to have some mayor and council decorum and workplace mediation sessions. We talked about them in work session. One of the first ones is going to be it's a company that comes from out of Washington State, and they'll be giving us online training. We're going to do that training, and then we were going to be getting training from the county, and MML has also agreed to give us training because we need some training as far as coordination and keeping us at a level that's going to be satisfactory to our community. And when I say us, I mean the mayor and the council. Also, one thing that we discussed in work session was in the next meeting, we're going to invite Mr. Tony Ruffin in from PepCo so that he can talk about our electronic charging station that we propose to be on this site. You know, you have to have it in an area of your main building, and there are a certain amount of cars that can be charged. Now, even if we only have 2 or 3 in the neighborhood now, we know those numbers are going to increase because people are going to think in terms of, you know, getting electric cars. So we want to have something that's accessible and it's going to take us into the future so that people can see that we're doing things that are relevant to the community. So we expect that Mr. Ruffin will be here for our October meeting. Please, for everyone, for your tax credits, people who are eligible to get the tax credit for people that don't make over $60,000, the date to turn in your application is October 1. Make sure that you get those applications turned in because it can save you a lot of money on your taxes for your homes. And not only that, it's good for renters also. So you have the application. Okay, Councilmember Morgan has the actual application. If you'd like to pick one up, please do. Please keep in mind, if you haven't turned in your census forms, please do those. They help the town so much, you can't even imagine how much the town can be helped if we get money from census funding. And it's no sense in complaining if we don't use our opportunities. Please, you all, turn your census forms in. Okay, I had a lot of other things. I'm going to skip down on some of mine so we can get to the citizens. But in the meantime, we hope to have some information that's going to be coming out also, like I said, on bulk days, census, everything like that. Please read the information that we're bringing to your homes and make sure that you respond. You can always call us if no one is here at the time because of the fact that we're not completely open back up because of Prince George's County, you know, the whole designation with that. Leave us a message. All the messages that we receive, we respond to those ASAP. So please leave a message and do whatever you can to communicate. That's the only way we really know is that you bring the information in to us. So at this time, I'm going to move down. I'm going to go to each council member, give them an opportunity. If they have items they want to discuss, they can discuss, and then we're going to move right into public participation. And please, when we move into public participation, please be courteous to one another, and please don't take any more than 2 minutes is plenty time, and then we're recording. Ms. Tucker's recording, I'm recording. Your information will be recorded, okay? And hopefully you left your name and your telephone number on the sign-in sheet. So I'm going to start over here with Councilmember Wood Dodson. If you would like to say something, Councilmember.
Yes, my report is in reference to the ice cream social, which was very well attended, and we did a good book bag giveaway, as well as the Harvest Day this year will be the 30th. Our time will be from 5 to 8. It'll just be a trunk or treat out back, working with the Masons, First Baptist Church, and the Civic Association. Thanksgiving, we're projecting to have a Thanksgiving brunch, working with Bruce Evans. That'll be on the 19th. The projected time is from 12 noon until 3. And that'll be on a Thursday, the 19th of November. That basically is what we're aiming toward, as well as doing a coat drive, and possibly at the events, as we do with the kids, we'll create a list to try to see how we can help kids in the community possibly needing book bags, assistance with coats, or whatever we could do to mediate a hardship. And that's my report.
Okay,
Mayor?
thank you very much.
Could you have your council members tell us what committee they had, so we would know that their report reflects their committee?
Okay, my
Yes.
report is community services. I work with the seniors and children when I'm allotted the opportunity to do it, as well as I'm the chairperson for the census.
Okay. Councilmember Hargrove.
My committee is, my committee is, I work hand in hand with all the committees, and it is public information. I do the TV station and the YouTube channel. So that's my committee. My report is, the grant for the World War II Memorial was approved. That was approved, the African American Historical Preservation. We met with the Veterans Committee on 7/13. I met with Ms. Walker, which she talked about in her report, and I have a meeting scheduled for Mr. Daniel Tanay, I think that's how you pronounce his name, on the 18th. And what he does, he is the planner coordinator section for historical sections of the County Planning Division. And then after we have that meeting, there are several other agencies that I need to meet with, which again was in the treasurer's report. Then we will have another meeting with the Veterans Committee. Basically, she mentioned that we needed a site plan. The site plan is the one that was that 1989, I believe. We're working on seeing if that site plan was still, if we could still use that site plan, because it was approved from my understanding, and the basis and everything that the veterans had talked about is in that site plan, so we don't need to remake the wheel, basically. We had a backpack giveaway on 8/29 in the rear of the building here. The contents in the book backpacks were spiral notebooks, folders, pens, color pencils, highlighters, erasers, crayons, scissors, glue sticks, pencils, and pencil sharpeners and ruler. This was Councilmember Jolene Ivy donated book bags, water jugs, and pens. Myself and my sister sorority, Kappa Epsilon Psi, matched my donation for the other items. We had council members and the sorority come over and pack the bags. We gave away 90 book packs that night. We had 2 voter registrations, and we gave out door hangers for the censors, which the mayor talked about. She also talked about the aquaponics. I'm not going to go into that. Again, I talked about the TV station and the YouTube channel, working with Ms. Sarumi to keep the website and the TV the same, because videos goes on the TV, the flyers and everything. You should be able to go to the website to get more information, and then from our website, go to the YouTube station. We plan to put out a newspaper next week. For me, I am going to be a presider over the National Black Political Convention. That's the 25th. And if you're interested in getting on that link to see how what's going on there, it's npalinks.org. One of the things that I do want to mention, at 11:15, if you do nothing else, at 11:15 to 11:30, it's going to be a message from President Obama and Vice President Biden. So, like I said, if nothing else, please join at 11:15 to 11:30. The session that I'm presiding over is from 2:15 to 2:40. It's a Black Veterans, the Struggle in Unseen or Unnoticed. I'm the presider. I have speakers Jazz Booth, Final Salute, Lieutenant General Ronald Bailey, and Miss Janice Chance, and she's a Gold Star parent. A Gold Star parent is someone who's the parent of a soldier. In this case, her son was a captain, and he died in Iraq. She had 2 children in the military, one in the Marines, which was her son, and one in the Army that was her daughter. And we're going to be talking about, again, the struggles, PTSD, homelessness, things like that that affect Black veterans. And again, if you're interested in joining, that link is npallinks.org, and that's the 25th. It's an all-day convention. They do it every year just before the vote. And again, it's National Black Political Convention. The time starts at 9:30 to 3:30. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Councilmember Waiters.
Yes, Councilmember Waiters, I am chair, newly became the chair of Economic Development. Economic Development is responsible for Capital Improvement Planning, and Economic Development Committee is responsible for overseeing all physical and environmental development in the town of Fairmont Heights. The committee is divided into 4 functions, and this was when it was introduced in 2015. Current mayor and council has still had this in effect without change, and so that's why I'm reading it. Historic preservation, planning, zoning, and community development. In FY17, the priorities were to identify grants and support economic development policies. As mayor, I did do that. We did introduce a policy at that particular time for economic development, a mission statement, and a vision. At that particular time, the land development included the 4.4 acres of land, net zero housing, which that was delivered in part of the discussion now. Main Street, Sheriff Road, and Melvin's Crab House, which I would like to mention, that property was purchased by United Communities Against Poverty, and the projected development for that location is a senior home. Senior living. I don't have the specs on that right now, but from the announcement on the call that I was on, that was the intended plan a couple months ago. And so that is the responsibility of the chair. I want to speak to annexation very briefly. Initially last year I mentioned annexation, but I do just want to say this in terms of annexation because it was mentioned in our work session. Town is not prepared to do annexation over to beyond the boundaries of our community because we're really kind of we don't have a sound plan to offer our neighbors within our community just yet, and so it's better to focus on our development here and include annexation in the effort. Gentleman came into the presentation about the opportunity zone. I do believe, Ms. Tucker, that we have a resolution that was passed some years ago where we are an enterprise zone. That should be on file. Ms. Sarumi mentioned the Fairmont Heights Elementary School. We've had discussions about how we could get that, but she did say grant opportunity is available for acquisition, and so I'll be following up with that. I had a call with Senator Benson and the delegates and other community members, Prince George's County Democratic Central Committee as well, and my responsibility was to discuss legislation in terms of the municipalities and what we may need in terms of laws and legislation because they're getting ready to go into their legislative sessions. I had someone come on from Prince George's County Municipal PGCM, Prince George's County Municipal PGCMA, who has a committee to represent the municipalities, 27 in the state of Maryland, Prince George's County, collectively. And the representative from that committee, which was a legislative committee, I felt since they represent municipalities that would be the person to come on to the call. In my conversation and trying to see what we would need in terms of the town of Fairmont Heights, I did speak with Ms. Goodall, former Mayor Goodall, who's pretty good with legislation, to get her take on what she thinks that we would possibly need. And I spoke with the mayor, and I made the recommendation per that conversation that funding is going to be cut. The governor's going to cut funding. And so it's to identify what we already have. And so the suggestion was that our highway use refunds that we get, we are limited to what we can use them for. And so I made the suggestion that we be allowed to use it for more. And one suggestion was that we have the orange tinted lighting now in the community, that we could get LED. Right now, we cannot buy things like that with that type of funding, but that was my suggestion. Meeting did not go in depth, and so there's going to be a follow-up to that meeting, and I would like to get input to make that suggestion on what we need in terms of our municipality, in terms of legislation for the legislative session. And then I'm collecting that information for other communities that I'm responsible for as well. I do want to make this point in that conversation. Even though the committee member for PGCMA spoke about, gave a long laundry list of different things for the municipalities collectively, all 27, and what they've been talking about for the past year, push pause, and this is what delayed and caused the meeting to kind of lead over into number 2, second session, because it was pointed out that municipalities tend to have infighting, and it's hard to legislate or ask for money when it's hard for them to get a final decision or something like that from us. And again, kind of sort of embarrassing, but that's where so I'm sharing it because that's where the conversation went and that's where it stopped. So I would like to go into part 2 with better representation of what we need, and I'm gonna leave that right there. HEZ funding, I gotta take this off, I'm sorry. Some time ago, I think we're distanced far enough for me to be safe. Some time ago, we had an opportunity to become an HEZ and be a part of the HEZ zone. This building was targeted to receive or to be a part of that with having an office here, and that was didn't come into fruition. I'd like to announce to the mayor and council that Delegate Barron, and I was trying to pull the email up, there's a funding source that has come available again. It's not an enterprise project, it's named something else, but it's a large sum of money that's for Prince George's County that Delegate Lewis and Delegate Barron are advocating for. I'd also like to make this small announcement. We have a former community member, Joseph Kitchens, who was Democratic Central Committee Young Democrats. Former member of our community, very supportive in various different things that we did in the community, passed. In all due respect, I make that announcement because he was a representative of our community, and I have not heard that mentioned. I don't know whether you all were aware of it or not, but he used to live in our community as well as represent us. I announced to the council that I wanted to have a stakeholders meeting. That stakeholders meeting actually is a community input meeting wherein, as chair of economic development, I would like to listen to the community. I know we had a presentation about the hydroponics and a portion of the 4.4 acres that it's being proposed, but we have not discussed 4.4 acres as a whole community and what the citizens would like to see, since it's your tax dollars. And so I would like to meet with the community. There will be, I wanted to have one on the 19th. There's not enough time to reach out to other people that could come in to discuss proposed plans with us. And so in order to allow me to do that, I have postponed the 19th, and we look forward to doing that next month. Sometime you'll be informed. Voter registration, I spent time with voter registration. As a Democratic Central Committee member, it's my responsibility to register voters and do some other things. So I did voter registration at First Baptist of Highland Park on Saturday. I'm due there to do it again on this Saturday coming. Horace and Dickey's is open now. We'll be doing voter registration at Horace and Dickey's on Friday afternoon. And since we have 2 other council members that are registered voters, can do registered voters, I would like to encourage them to come along and help us. We'll be there at 1 o'clock. I do believe, I want to say, Mr. Pinckney's gone. Lieutenant Ivy, I want to share this with you. I didn't want to bring you back, but the park at Sheriff and Addison Road is no lighting. So there was a discussion the other day about overhanging landscape. I walked up there like 2-3 nights, 3 mornings to walk my dog, and it's very, very dark. So I took some pictures. Well, on the third day, there was a man running around the park, the field. I didn't see him, but coincidentally, because he kind of flashed by, I just happened to walk up on sexual activity. Raw sexual activity. So my ask is, can we contact Park and Planning some way to try to see if we can advocate to get that park lit some kind of way for the safety of the community. That concludes my report.
Councilmember Arkanduwaka.
Good evening again. And I say this with all due respect. I was asked to come back to public safety at a request of a council member. I'm asking, in order for me to do it right this time, I'm asking for a citizen committee co-chair. And this way, you will know what I'm doing. I can get to know what you need, mostly of me. And before we leave here today, I would like somebody to step up. And again, as we had,
Okay.
and I welcome you.
All right.
And I welcome you.
Yeah.
As per our special meeting on August the 11th with Captain Ricker, Prince George's Police Department, and our legit representative, we are going to move forward to make this a better police department. And again, with your help, we can get it done.
All I need is contact information so we can get it started.
I got you. I got you.
And don't ghost it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I beg your pardon, don't do what? Don't ghost? Is that what she said?
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
All right. Thank you. Okay,
Here you go.
council member, good.
Yes.
So, that sounds like it's workable.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're gonna move on because I want you all to have the opportunity to have your say. And please, like I said, please try to keep it to 2 minutes and let us record it and let Ms. Tucker record it. And if there's anything else that's churning, let us get back and talk about it. Councilmember Morgan?
Good evening, citizens. Again, I do have the application over here for the tax credits. Again, you have to make less than $60,000 to apply for the tax credits. So the applications are here for the renters and the homeowners. I actually chair the Committee of Public Works. Ms. Clark. As Mayor said, that we have 2 boat days scheduled. The first one is on September 30th this month. The second one is on October the 21st of October. So put those 2 dates on your calendars. We're asking that our citizens put out their bulk items the night before. The same way we pick up trash on Tuesdays and Fridays. It's been more complaints coming in about Public Works not picking up their trash, but our citizens are supposed to put their trash out the night before. I understand people are waving down the trash truck because the old trash truck you used to hear coming around the corner, so, or at the end of the street. Well, this trash truck, you can't hear it all. So which the rule is to put out your trash the night before pickup. I've been getting a few complaints about the recycle. The town does not handle the recycle, but you can make your complaints with 311 because the county picks up our recycle. That's my report.
Okay, thank you. Hold on for one moment, Co-Chair, hold on. Councilmember Morris?
My report is that I stepped down from the police department, but I plan on working with the county on their side of the police council's, captain's council, going forward with them as a county resident. Right now I'm working as the co-chair of the publicity department, helping Stella with the newsletter to get out next week, and hopefully everybody will have it.
All right. Okay. I think does that cover everyone? Everyone's had the opportunity to say whatever you need to say? All right, we're going to move down. At this time, please be courteous to one another and remember, what I said about the timeline. Would you all please take an opportunity one to another? This is citizen participation time, so you all can get started now. Please, at the beginning, please give your name and your address as you stand. Okay.
You should know me, man. I came around here 2 years straight, complaining about the same stuff that was going on K Street. And nothing has been going on since. Nothing has been done yet. I told you about what was going on about the parking. I'm going through it with a councilman. I can't really call him a man, a council person. Because if he was a man, we would have talked face to face like a man do. Yes, he want to be over the police, department and everything like that, but yes, they will send the police to my house and to my neighbor's house for no reason at all. I barely see this man. I work construction. I go to work at 3 o'clock in the morning. When I come home to relax with my kids and talk to my neighbor, and then after that, I goes in the house and you don't see me till the next day, so I don't know what's going on with this man. Why is he so obsessed with me? Because I like females, I don't like men. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what's his problem. He need to stop and chill before something really goes on. And like I said, I came to you like 2 years straight and been telling you about the same bullshit.
You watch your language, Mr. Hall. Mr. Hall, you have to be respectful. And I understand, but what I'm saying is we are being recorded, and this goes all around the country. It goes even on YouTube. So you need to watch what you're saying. Yeah, I understand. That's not the point. He don't have to use the profanity. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But I'm saying you have to have some respect, Mr. Hall. Yeah. Okay. Please. So. Okay. So. Okay. That's fine. Okay. All right. Next citizen. Okay, next person. Please, I understand that. Okay, who's the next citizen that would like to make a comment?
I got a statement, not in the comment.
Okay.
All right, so my name is Benjamin Olong. I live at 5910 K Street. I've been having the same issues too. I've been here 2 years.
Oh,
God. Brand new house. Mind my business. Go to work. I'm college educated. Looking at A&T graduate 3.5 GPA average. I never seen a council member who's supposed to be for the community. I guess the community. Since I've been here, all he's done is call the police. He had his police brothers come to our house, talking for our intimidation. One night he had 20 unmarked police officers, not even Vermont Heights or C. Blessed there, at my house for intimidation, 11:30 at night. So what's the police talking about? Get the camera. Who knows what would have happened? When I told them to get the camera, they dispersed. I've been doing the meetings. We've had private meetings with the council members about resolving this issue. We didn't resolve the issue. We have minded our business and let the peace be peace. But every time, there's always something we're not doing nothing. Like, I don't understand how my house is worth $400,000 in Vermont Heights. So you're telling me that my property value is getting raised up for this community, and we gotta go through issues like this from a council member who wasn't even living there 6 months when I bought the house and I was there, and then I bring it to your attention, y'all passed the buck.
Okay.
No, I'm not finished yet. I got an 8-year-old son got autism, and my son's scared of the police for what happened. Now you're telling me you can protect us from the council members from doing what they want to do? That makes no sense.
Okay.
And I sent you a cease and desist letter to you and the council members about what was going on. I haven't heard nothing back yet. So I'm just gonna ask, when's enough enough?
Okay.
When is enough enough?
Mr. Bong, I'm trying to answer your question. Now, I've taken all of that under advisement. I do have any emails you sent me. I've talked to you on numerous times. Okay. But what I'm saying is, at some point, I can't, okay, just, okay, you have to, you know what, you all have to control yourselves because we can't get anything accomplished like that. We can't get anything accomplished like that. Well, that's not what, and you remember, you just signed on to be the co-chair, Mr. Obama. You just signed on to be the co-chair of public safety. No, you said you were going to be the co-chair. Are you going to be the co-chair?
Madam Mayor, I'm Sylvia Sidefax of 609 60th Place. And before I get to what I really want to say, I would just implore the mayor and council to put a moratorium on all orders to do anything on K Street. Give these people a break, people. I mean, you all talked earlier about, I can't remember what it was, but the police went around and gave people warnings and reminders and acted decent to them. If you have one council member who's just gonna be a monster, you need to quiet him. You need to shut him down. You need to not allow him to have any involvement with any public safety that has to do with our town. That be it Prince George's County, Maryland State Troopers, the FBI, or anything. This man has caused too much grief, and it doesn't make sense. Now, you all need to get together. You need to tell Lieutenant Ivy, don't deal with K Street. I don't have to call the police about parking on my street. Nobody else does. You as a council need to work with the people. All these poor people that pay these $300 towing fines, and you just enabling somebody to be a monster.
Okay, wait a minute, hold on. Now, okay, hold it, because she is still talking at this point.
Out of order to allow this much misery and antagonism to go on with a bunch of citizens who are hardworking, paying their taxes, and entitled to some peace and quiet. And you all could do something about this. Now, the question I want to know is it true that the council supervises all staff, and that a majority of the council can fire staff and cause us to be sued because of improper procedures? I do not. That's not what I want my 2 minutes for either. But this idea of council people ordering people to carry out their little personal vendettas on citizens, including me, is called selective enforcement.
Trolling.
And that is against the rules in any organization that you know, Ms. Syfax. That's against the regulations, and you know that. It's against them.
My important question. As you may or may not know, according to the State of Maryland's Archives website, the town of Fairmont Heights was supposed to have an election May 4th. According to correspondence that the Civic Association sent to their council asking that it affirm that ordinance, that term limit, charter amendment met all constitutional and statutory requirements.
Okay.
Has not been responded to in writing. Now, I just want, you also got correspondence from the General Assembly's Office on Public Policy telling you that you could not put into effect anything that's enacted at an election until 50 days after it was enacted. Now,
would you like for me to comment? I want to give you the opportunity.
I want something in writing from the mayor and council.
Okay.
That you all affirm that all constitutional and statutory requirements were met. And you all's refusal to act on what the archives, the State of Maryland Archives, the State of Maryland General Assembly have advised you. That you did, you need to put it in writing. And I think that, at some point, if some authority does make you have an election, I would hurry up and have it, because you all need to pay us back. You need to pay us back our money that you all have gotten for your, quote, service.
If you, once you finish,
In writing from the mayor and council.
Yeah.
Affirming that you have met all, constitutional and statutory requirements, and you all are perfectly willing to face the consequences of not being correct on that.
okay. All right, thank you very much, Ms. Syfax. We can get that information to you because we have already contacted our attorney numerous times to say that we were within our right to run the operation the way we've done it. Now, I know there's been some controversy. I saw all those letters that came out that went to the newspapers, to all the county council members, to everybody else down in Upper Marlboro and Annapolis and every place like that. But we've been operating within our rights. The attorney informed us, he is our legal representative. He informed us in writing. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. All I have to do is pull it out. He informed us that we were within our rights because when we put the information, did the referendum, it was approved by the citizens of this town by a great majority for us to move forward in that direction. He says that our next election is in 2022, and then the following year in 2023. That is his words exactly. Now, I don't think he's gonna let his law degree be put on the line for that.
When can I get that written correspondence?
You can get that anytime you get ready. Anytime. I don't have it now, but you can get it. You can get it before the week is. It has to come from his office, that copy, and I'll have him to put it on his office letterhead.
Who's got a copy of that?
Who?
The town.
The town, it's in, Miss Tucker has it now. I just have to pull it up out of hers, but if you want it from the attorney, I can get it from him. It doesn't matter.
I want the attorney's written advice to you that's all right.
Okay, all right. Well, it was passed along to the chair for the Board of Elections. You can get a copy of it. You can get a copy because she asked me for the same thing. Yes. Okay, so I'll make sure, and Ms. Tucker, please remind me to try to get that out because tomorrow's Thursday. At least by Friday, we should be able to get that to you and scan it to you. Okay, yes, ma'am. Excuse me, council member. Yeah, let's get them finished.
So on Monday, August 17th, a car was parked in front of 5912 K Street. There are two signs in front of our yard. One say from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. If you do not have a sticker in front of, or a parking pass in front of your car, then your car will get towed. The next one is a handicap sticker, not for any handicapped person, for Councilman Moore. I'm handicapped, it should be for anybody, but it's for him. The young lady car was towed, she didn't see the sign. She came in our yard making a big old fit about she gonna bust our windows, I got the car towed, when I come outside, she gonna do this, but the signs are in our yard. Therefore, Councilman Morris, I told the young lady, if you want to blow up anything, direct it across the street, because we didn't get your car towed. See, we're dealing with the cars getting towed, we're dealing with all of this stuff. The 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. signs was put into place. Councilman Morris said it was put in place by, I just learned, Ms. Up. She put those signs up. There was no vote on K Street to see if we want them signs. I'm not a child. My
Okay. And you know what? I wanted to say something, and I want to add this. I know this is public participation. Excuse me, Mr. Obong, I'll get right back to you. Now here, no, it's no see what she's going. I'm explaining to him the things that we are doing to try to help over there. We realize there's been a parking issue over there since day one. But one thing that we do have now is that we have ownership of that lot at 5908. Now I sat down and we addressed, Mr. Rumor was real diligent, Ms. Goodall helped getting the information so that we could get the county to deed that lot to us. That was going to open up more parking, and it's still available to do that. We just have not been able to do it because we need more people working on it. We need more people working on it. You know, and that's just fact of the matter. That's why it's still sitting, but that is our opportunity. We can still do something with that 5908 lot that's going to free up some parking spaces. That's the lot that has the man's blue SUV sitting in it. Okay, and his is the only car sitting there. And there can be many more spaces right there. But we have such a small group of people working in here until a lot of these things we just don't get to all the time. And that's why we're requesting right now, trying to get us an administrative assistant in here to knuckle down on some of these things that need to be done that possibly can slip through the cracks. That's not the point. I'm telling you, we are so short-staffed. We are so short-staffed. We're really short-staffed. Okay, next person, Mr.
We did discuss that, and I told you, because my neighbors behind me, there's no way you're going to put parking right there, because if they pull in, how will they pull out? I said that, and
Okay.
I told them, if they make a U-turn, they'd make a U-turn in my grass.
Okay.
That parking would not work.
Okay, well,
I commented you said earlier, you said Columbus is a black community with black people, right? If that's the case, why is it we can treat it like we're not black part of this community?
no. And you know what? Okay.
I mean, in 2 years, I've been getting called to you numerous times.
And you have.
If you take the sign-in sheet, it was almost twice every week for
Okay.
2 years. So I'm just asking, as a resident, when are we going to be treated as residents? You tell me.
Okay. All right. And let me not just put a timeline on that, Mr. Obong. No, because no, I understand. But okay.
You don't understand. Like I said, I got an 8-year-old son.
Okay.
2 years. How long would it take before somebody does something? Or
Yeah.
something bad happens?
Okay.
You know why?
Yeah.
I signed the sign-in sheet and I tell you the issues. All y'all do is turn y'all back and act like y'all don't care.
I don't think that's true. I do not think it's true. It is not. It is not. It's not. Oh, you know, I tell you. It's this, Miss White.
You don't care.
Oh, God.
Y'all both selling.
I understand your frustration, sir. Everybody needs to know this, right? We have a weak mayor, strong council.
Right, me too.
And that's what's going on at this time, okay? Y'all are angry and aggravated, and I'm talking about, I know it's driving y'all crazy because y'all pointed at this lady right here. If she could have solved this, she would have done it. Hold on, excuse. We have a quorum here, okay? We have Ms. Hargrove, we have Ms. Uncle DeWalker, we have Ms. Morgan, and we have Councilman Moore, okay? When they make a vote on something that they want, it's gonna happen.
See?
Okay? So don't point the finger at the mayor.
How can we be a part of
So what we have to do as citizens is still come to these meetings, follow the proper paperwork, and let our voices be heard, okay? Hold on, sir.
You got it.
Ms. Uncle DeWalker, you was in charge of the police department when a young lady got raped by Fremont Heights police officer.
That's right.
You stepped down. Correct?
Correct?
Okay. Councilman Morris then took over. Correct? Correct? Okay.
Okay, now, the Civic Association, along with citizens, have made numerous complaints about Councilman Morris and him being a bully on his street, abusing his power, okay? And he also got into an altercation with Councilman Waiters at the same time, okay? That right there led to him to step down, is that correct?
No, that's not correct.
Okay, that's fine.
It should have been.
So now,
It should have been.
Councilman Ugly DeWalker now wants to be the liaison again, along with the four, so they can go ahead and still do what they've been doing the whole time, is run the police department so they can control K Street, because Councilman Moore is part of the coon. That's what's going on. We're not blind to this. We're not blind to this. And then it's to the point where though it's very disheartening. We have people, excuse me, we have people that's moving out of this town because they're tired of it. We have people that don't want to come to the meetings because they're tired of it. They got people that don't even want to come to the community events because they're tired of it. It doesn't make sense if we got 4 people running our town. Now, the object of forming a quorum is when you have issues with the other 3 parties that y'all can't seem to come to grip together to make decisions. That's not the case here. The case is that the 4 are making constant decisions for this whole entire town. We have no community engagement. Y'all have not gotten with the Civic Association or the citizens about any of y'all decisions at all. K Street should have automatically been a vote on how that street should have been set up instead of throwing signs up. Okay? Then you sit up there, hold on. And then you sit up there, now you want to come to this aquaponics thing. We supposed to be a community. Everything that goes down in this town involves the people that pay taxes. We can't even get the people to get to the meeting, because you know why? We can't even get the flyer to their door or get it out in due time, because we always violate the Open Meetings Act. And that's been going on for the last 6 or 7 months. We got people riding past here trying to figure out when is the meeting. Y'all are our leaders. Y'all are our council members. Y'all supposed to be doing the work with people of the town. Y'all not doing that. Y'all are dividing this town. That's what y'all doing. We got a trash truck, a brand new trash truck, a 20-footer. Our last trash truck was a 27-footer. Now we talking about how we want to go ahead and do bulk trash. We can't even do bulk trash because we got a 20-foot truck.
It was a 25.
Oh, it was a 25? I'm sorry.
But we can do both with 20.
Okay, so why are we even entertaining getting dumpsters then?
That's
Well-
for something else, that's not for both.
The point I'm trying to make is, the old truck we had was bigger than our new truck, correct?
And
Yeah.
this board right here,
It was
make
bigger.
a decision about them dumpsters.
But the 4 didn't make decisions about the truck, right?
No, the
The
7.
whole 7 did.
Okay. The point I'm trying to make is this.
The voted for.
The point I'm trying to make is this. The point I'm trying to make is this. And I'm gonna sit down. We need to pull together as a community. Okay? We got people that's here that wants to divide this community. I want you on my side. I want you to come to my event. I want you to do this. We don't have time for that. This is the time when people need to stick together. We got Donald Trump trying to get back in office. We sitting up here, we're trying to go ahead and make this community a better place. How we gonna do that when we got people constantly dividing each other? And then we got 4 that's constantly making decisions for all of us. And we ain't got no input at all.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Bond, I got
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, you and I used to be in one accord. We used to have conversations.
Used to. And I'm not gonna say it was like that. We only talked a couple times.
But you always answer my call when I call. So you're speaking for the people.
Yes, I am.
And half of the people that you're speaking upon on my street have illegal tags on the street and not even supposed to be parking on the street after 6 o'clock.
Okay.
So before you come at me, and I did step down, not because you requested me, but because it was you ready to come down and it sounded legal. Okay? All right. So when I stepped down because I had recused myself from anything that happened on K Street. I made no decisions, made no votes. Right? You asked me to step down. I didn't do it because of you asking me. Step down for my own reasons. Okay. But now that I'm stepped down, now I have an equal vote on what does happen on K Street. Okay?
Along with your neighbors, correct?
Along with the rest of the council.
Yeah.
Along with the community chair, along with the community
So
chair.
I asked you.
It's personal.
So I
Mr.
asked you this.
Obama.
I asked you this. This is for the residents, am I correct? Yes, it is. But half the people that stood up and spoke against me are not considered residents because they don't have Maryland tags.
Okay, okay.
Mr. Obama, no, sir, I'm sorry. So look at
Right.
it.
That's all I have to say, Madam Mayor. His 2 minutes is up.
Yeah, his 2 minutes is up, and we,
Madam Mayor,
and
and respect them and sit down.
I-
But I'm gonna say this. If we had 30 people in here that had 20, that had 10, that had 2 minutes apiece, we still would be here all night. So
Yeah.
I ain't been up here that long.
Right,
Okay?
right.
I'm gonna say this though, Mr. Moore, one thing you gonna know about me, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be fair.
Likewise.
I have said something not only to your neighbors on your street and to the area about people in the town as a whole with DC tags, VA tags, or no tags.
California tags.
California tags,
New
Florida
York
tags.
tags around the
I've
corner.
said it in many occasions, and that's not only just for K Street, it's for the whole Fairmont Heights. So when you talk about pointing out people and stuff like that, my thing is this, don't address just one group of people, okay? We're a community. We do it for everybody, okay? We're never just gonna pinpoint just K Street, because Fairmont Heights is bigger than K Street, and that's all I have to say.
Okay, all right, thank you, Mr. Barnhart. Ms. White, if you could, because we have executive session coming up, and if Ms. White, if you could sort of just go on and get yours in, because I know you've been standing for a moment.
Okay, I want to talk about K Street too, but I'm
Okay.
gonna do that last.
Okay.
The first question I had was our $6,000 return.
Yes,
Anniversary gala in August like it was promised.
yes, it was.
It was.
Uh-huh.
Now, can you tell me, the $3,850 that Ms. Hargrove received back, was the town entitled to pay that back? Or was that payment supposed to come from somewhere else?
Okay, now, I think what I would do is, now I'm trying to remember whether the information from the treasurer that came forward, because it's been a long time since we talked about that, like about maybe 4 or 5 months ago, or maybe longer. No, but see, what happened too, and I'm going to defer to Councilmember Hargrove and let her just discuss that, but I will say that I know that the money from Camelot, the $6,000 it was returned in the form of a check. Okay.
Answer to your question, Ms. White, you were there at a meeting, it was me, you, Ms. White, Councilmember Dodson, you were there. When the same thing that you asked was answered. That was,
Can you answer it again?
I am, I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
You were answered that from the mayor. She told you what the attorney said, yes. Because the money was a front for the town of Fairmont Heights 85th anniversary, you also got a packet of everything that was done. When I asked you if you wanted a copy, you told me you had a copy. That was the tickets that went out, that was the save the dates, that was everything that went out. If I wish I would have brought it with me now, and I'll show it to you because I see people shaking their head. But it was answered through the attorney, and the mayor told you that the attorney said that would be the same as if any citizen of Fairmont Heights put up a front to get something started, that they would expect their money back. Okay, well, I'm glad you don't, but we'll ask for the minutes. Miss Susan, the town treasurer, did take the minutes.
Okay, please. Okay, now, the $3,850, everything was incomplete. We never had the 85th anniversary.
That was because the council, that was because at the time, you asked at that meeting that it be council. Not only that, but the council took a vote first to have it deferred. I did not take a vote in that, and then to have the meeting council. That's why the 85th anniversary didn't happen.
Okay,